bless now, people. Do not forget the rest. Now I'm getting a little bit tired now. I'm not going to lie to you. I came into this kicking off, full energy. And now, the mighty has fallen. We just listened to the record Apple by the band Mother Love Bone. It was recommended on the Patreon by my good friend Gary, the legend. He put it on. He says, bruh, check out a little bit of Mother Love Bone. Check this record out. And I did. And Gary's put me onto some good music, put me onto some good records. This arguably might be one of the better records that has been recommended as far as my tastes are concerned. Great sound, fantastic talent in the band. It's hard to be, like, in my eyes, a stadium rock band, like have that sound, because it's above and beyond just being good at your instruments and conveying that power. It's also a matter of the sound engineer needs to be able to work with the recording to such a high degree to implement that power and translate and emphasize the right qualities that, you know, bring to mind, holy shit, this is like shit you'd hear in a stadium, like powerhouse. But it all worked, all very well cohesive. The drummer was driving from start to finish. I like that. That's, you know, there's a few people talking about grunge in the comments. What you on about? Like, to me, as somebody who's not historically educated on grunge, like as far as the theoretics are concerned regarding the where it stems from, and I mean, you know, I mean, as far as America's concerned, fucking hell, like if you talk to me about the states of America, my eyes will just glaze over. Like, I have no idea, but what I do know is that I do associate grunge with a particular sound, a particular energy, such as I do punk rock, you know. So I might not hit the nail on the head as far as, you know, the grand concept of grunge. Same with punk, but it's like it's open for interpretation. I see it as a, or I hear it as an entity, as a spirit, as a, you know, a particular tone or element that manifests within a band, a song, a riff, like whatever. This band didn't come across like that whatsoever. Someone said it sounds like a mix between Guns N' Roses and Nirvana. Fuck off, Nirvana. Nothing to do with Nirvana in this record. Nothing to do with Nirvana. Guns N' Roses, most definitely. Robert Plant, most definitely. Jane's Addiction, most definitely. Glam rock, Motley Crue, most definitely. That's what I thought. That's what I felt. That's what I heard. And I was more than happy to hear that, because grunge to me, generally, it's hit or miss. But when it comes to hard rock, when it comes to stadium rock, when it comes to glam rock, whoa, I like the majority of it. Glam rock to me is like nu metal. The bands that touched, you know, the bands that got picked up by a decent label, they're all good. All of the nu metal bands were good. You might not like them, but as far as their sound and their uniqueness and their capabilities, they were all good, in my opinion. Such as the glam rock bands, just all good bands. A lot to give. Good branding, good sounds, good instrumentation, and this band definitely ticks that box. 14 tunes on this album. I could probably narrow it down to 12. I think it would have been better as a 12 track. I think I was a little tired by the end of this, as you could see. I don't want to get too tired out through an album. I mean, it doesn't help that nowadays, at least speaking for myself, my attention span's been killed off by short form content. And I think in a way I've always sort of been more appreciative of shorter form. So I got into punk rock music when I was younger. So like an entire album to keep you hooked on is tough. It really is hard. But this band doesn't stray too far from its foundational sound, from its baseline sound. But it is, you know, you do get unique ideas. Each and every song does have its own personality, its own entity, its own rhythm, its own melody. You know, it's not song by song by song, which you'll get in like metal bands, where it's just like every song might as well be the same. Respectfully, it's true, you know. It doesn't we're not listening to a song that we might not like. If you do like the general idea of this band and the general sound of this band, there's not much that's not going to please you. There was like a piano based tune which I thought wasn't worth it. Normally I would enjoy a more singer songwriter based piano tune, but it was too off centered. It didn't suit this band. If I'm gonna rate this record, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Give it an 8 out of 10. What more needs to be said, really? The guitars were great. Very powerful rock based guitars. This is a guitar band. This is a shaggers band. I mean, if they got bundled in with the whole grunge thing, that kind of sucks. Because the quality of women doesn't compare to the glam rock quality of women. You know what I mean? If these lot were rocking out with the rock stars, not the, the morbid, melancholy bunch, then I'd give them more props. You know what I mean? Because that's what I want in my rock stars. I want them to be top shaggers. In all honesty, it's a necessity. They need to be top shaggers. That's all I want. So the sound and the energy is a top shagging sound, and I got to put some respect on that. 8 out of 10 is very good compared to what I normally give bands. If I was to rate it higher, I probably, when we first got into the record, the first two tunes absolutely blew my head off. I thought this is incredible. I got a little fatigued as we went through the record. But then by track 13, a very odd place to put a track of. Well, no, I think it's a good place to put a track like this. Second to last, because it's a lengthy track, a little more balladesque. It was very well structured, and it didn't kill off any of the energy. The tune Crown of Thorns, I thought, might be it arguably the best track on the record. I thought it was really good. Yeah, that tune was really good. And what more shall I say? I'm signing out on that one. Peace and love. Goodbye.